Maybe once in a while you cover up an itty bitty lie with a big fat smile. But an itty bitty lie still lying, that's not your style. But stick to the middle of the path from mile to mile. Maybe you want it real bad, so you take it. Maybe you make the promise, but then you break it. Maybe you didn't learn the words, so you fake it. And you feel a little low. But if instead you move it straight ahead, you bend your promises, you'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up, you'll be living straight up. Maybe you've got a crew, and he said we're gonna do the good things that good friends do. And everybody's still a good friend who sticks like glue. Cause everybody did what they said and everybody was true. Maybe you wanted it but you didn't take it. Maybe you promised and then you didn't break it. Maybe you learned the words so you didn't fake it. And now everybody knows. But if instead you move it straight ahead, you bend your promises, you'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up, you'll be living straight up. If you move too far to the side, then you're gonna get stuck. It might feel like a little lie, but it's gonna catch up. Do what you say you're gonna do, you'll be on your way up. Instead you're on your way up. You can choose to be true, not just to everybody else, but true to you. You can choose to be true, not just to everybody else, but true to you. True to you.
Hello, friends. It's me, Graham, and I am a hero. Hee-yah! 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 Uh-oh. Well, okay, I'm not a real hero, but I'm pretending to be one. It's fun to be a hero because heroes have integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And heroes, above everything else, are truthful. Of course, it's also fun to pretend to be the villain. Now you will know the power of the bucket. For I, Buckethead, am your second cousin once removed. No, that's impossible! We look nothing alike! Would I lie to you? Yeah, probably. You're right, I probably would. The good thing about pretending to be the bad guy is that I can stop pretending anytime I want. But as you'll see in today's story, when you cheat and lie in real life, it's a little harder to take your mask off. It's really hard to breathe in here. I'll see you all back here soon.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, Stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 2 Kings, chapter 5.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another Sunday morning service. I am so excited to be here with you guys. We're continuing our theme of Offstage, Drop the Act, where we are talking about integrity. And integrity, if you don't remember, means, I gotta find it because now my mind is blanking. It means, we're gonna start over because I actually want to know what it means. I lied. Oh my gosh, where is it? Integrity. It's going to be at the very bottom. Watch. Integrity. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Integrity means what, David? Being truthful in everything we say and do, right? Okay. I literally am not finding it. Oh, there it is. Choosing to be truthful in whatever we say and do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's try this again. We're still recording? Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another Sunday service. I am so excited to be here with you guys. We're continuing our theme this month of Offstage, Drop the Act, where we're continuing this conversation of integrity, which is choosing to be truthful in everything we say and do. And this whole month, we have been talking about what that means for us and how we want to continually be people of integrity. We want to be people who walk in integrity. We want to be people that walk in truth. We don't want to hide away. We don't want to lie and try to cover things up like we learned last week. It never goes exactly as planned. We want to make sure that we are constantly telling the truth, even sometimes if it means we might get in trouble right off the bat. It's better to be upfront and honest right away rather than try and hide it and wait until later. So today we have a whole nother story for you guys, and we are still continuing our talk of integrity. And today we are talking out of the Old Testament, and we are in, I believe, the book of 2 Kings. Yes, we are in the book of 2 Kings. And we are talking about the prophet Elijah. So last month we talked about Elijah and Elisha. Today we're talking about Elijah. So this is before Elisha has come on the scene. Elijah was going around talking with people in Israel. People know who he is, know of his name, know that he hears from God, and he listens to what God has to say. So today our story is about a man named Naaman and the prophet Elijah. So to help tell our story, I have a very fun way to do it. We're going to be very dramatic. So we have to be over the top dramatic because that's how we do things here. And I have some special music that we're going to do. So to get us started, we talk about Elijah. Pastor Maddie is off her rocker. So me just telling you that it was Elijah, I totally lied. So we're going to be someone of integrity. It is not Elijah. We're going to come clean right up front. 2 Kings, we're actually talking about Elisha. So we're talking about that second prophet. This is after Elijah has already gone up into heaven in the fiery chariot. We were talking about Elisha, still talking about Naaman, but we were talking about Elisha. So we have Elisha now. Alrighty, so we have Elisha. He was a prophet of God, and of course we know that being a prophet of God means he shares what God has to say to his people, and he brings people closer to God. Now, Elisha had a trusted servant named Gehazi. I hope I said that right. We're just going to go with it. So Gehazi is Elisha's right hand. He's his trusted servant, somebody that helps him in different situations, probably goes before him if he's going to go to a place. maybe helps him cook, clean, I don't know, all of those types of things. So Gehazi, during this time, the Israelites weren't doing a great job following God. This is kind of the MO of the Israelites. Oftentimes in the Old Testament, we see them go through different spells where they will follow Jesus, they listen to what he has to say, and then all of a sudden they stop listening, they don't follow them, and so then God punishes them, usually sends them off into captivity to learn some things. Then they come back. Of course, we're back in, we're talking about God, we love God, we're following him, but now we are at a point where the Israelites they're not following God anymore. It's kind of one of those moments where you're like, why? Just follow God, because that would be better. So not only were they not necessarily following God, they were at war. So they were at war with the nation of Aram. And this is another nation that worships many gods. So they are not like the Israelite people where they worship the one true God. They worship many other gods and all kinds of stuff. And when the Israelites do not follow God, God tends to allow it where the other nation can overpower them and maybe win some of the battles. So the Israelites are in a really, really tough spot. So now we come to one of our main characters named Naaman. And Naaman was a very brave soldier, but he also had a skin disease. And he had to have all of these bandages all on his arms and face and body and all kinds of things. So he was bandaged up almost like a mummy. But, I mean, he was a soldier, so he still had to move around. But he was completely bandaged up, rashes all over his skin. Everyone say, poor Naaman. Poor Naaman. Such a terrible thing. Now, when Aram was attacking Israel, soldiers from Aram captured many people, including a young girl from Israel. Correct. So the Aram people, because God allowed it, they've won one of the battles. They've captured many people, and one of them was a young girl, and she was now brought to work in Naaman's house. She became one of Naaman's wife's servants. So she was now living in Naaman's house. So she began to know who Naaman was, what was happening with his skin, and all of those things. Now, she kept noticing that Naaman was suffering and that I'm sure he was very itchy. He was in a lot of pain, all kinds of things. So, okay, thought I smacked the mic off. So she told Naaman that there was a prophet in Israel named Elisha, that could heal him. That if he went and talked to Elisha would pray and Naaman would be healed. Well, I bet you can imagine how Naaman would feel about that. He was so excited. He kind of freaked out, got really, really excited. And so then what he did, Naaman went to the king of Aram and said, hey, this girl that we captured from Israel says that there's a prophet in Israel that can heal me. Please let me go. So I want to be healed of my disease. And now this is where before we get there, the king, who loves Naaman as well, goes, yes, of course, go, be due. We want to make sure that you are well. So he sends a letter with Naaman to the king of Israel saying, hey, would you please allow Naaman to be healed? Would you please let him see the prophet? So we get there, and now our plot thickens. So Naaman travels into Israel. He goes before the king and asks him, please heal him. The king of Israel reads the letter, and the king of Israel gets angry. He gets so mad. He gets so upset that he goes, so in 2 Kings 5, verse 7, the king says this, am I God? Can I kill people and bring them back to life? Why does this fellow send someone to me to be healed of his skin disease? He must be trying to pick a fight with me. The king of Israel had been so consumed by himself that he did not want to extend God's love to people outside of Israel. And so the king didn't think that not only did he have the power, but he was like, I don't know if we want you to be healed. So then somebody was like, hey, what about Elisha? And the king was like, oh, I guess we can call Elisha in. So the king sends for Elisha. Naaman still gets really, really excited. He's like, okay, we're off again. We're going to go see Elisha. And hopefully at this point, we're going to be healed. So Naaman comes to Elisha's house and he's like, I'm going to finally see him. I'm going to finally get healed. It's going to be okay. We're going to be good. Woo! It's going to be awesome. Well, remember our friend Gehazi? Yep. So Gehazi comes out and hands an envelope to Naaman. And the letter says this in 2 Kings 5:10. It says, go and wash yourself in the Jordan River 7 times. Not once, not twice, 7 times. Go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Then your skin will be healed. You will be pure and clean again. So, I don't know about you, but washing back-to-back 7 times, that seems a little excessive. However, if Elisha said it, we probably should listen. So, how do you think Naaman would have responded? Happy? Maybe upset? I don't know. What do you think? If you said angry, you would be correct. Naaman was indeed angry. And Naaman responded with this in verse 11. I was sure Elisha would come out to me. I thought he would stand there and pray to the Lord God, the Lord, his God, that I would be healed. I thought he would wave his hand over my skin, that I would be healed. Kind of explains why he's upset. He wanted it to be instantaneously. He wanted it to be really fast. He wanted it to be quick. He wanted Elisha to just come out and kind of do almost like a magic-y, like witchy type of thing and go, woo, and heal. And instead, Elisha goes, no, that's not how God works. That's not how we're going to do things. I want you to go, be patient, go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. So Elisha, again, being Elisha, and was like, you know what? I'm not offended by you getting angry, but I'm still going to tell you, go and wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River and you will be healed. So Naaman is like, fine, I'm going to go do it. So he begrudgingly goes, and guess what? He was healed. Naaman washed himself 7 times over and he was healed. At that point, he came out. He was so excited. So everyone's got to do a little victory dance. Woo! Victory dance. Woohoo! We're all excited. Naaman's healed. He is clean and holy and nothing is wrong with him anymore. He has been healed by God. So what do we do when somebody helps us out? We oftentimes give them a gift. We often give them a gift. And so Naaman wanted to give Elisha a gift, but Elisha said, no, I won't accept it. And Naaman was like, okay. But instead he said, you know what? I promise to serve the one true God from now on. And that is exactly what he did. But this is not the end of our story. Gehazi was, who's Elisha's trusted servant, was really upset. He looked at Elisha in verse 20 and said, my master was too easy on Naaman from Aram. He should have accepted the gift Naaman brought. I'm going to run after him. I'm going to get something from him. Naaman, wait! Gehazi figured that if Elisha didn't want anything, at least he could go after Naaman. So he runs after him and he's like, hey, Elisha lied and we do want that gift. And what we now know is that the gift that Naaman was trying to give Elisha was 75 pounds of silver. That's a lot of money if you didn't know. 75 pounds of silver and 2 very nice sets of clothes. And Gehazi was like, ooh, I really want this. I think Elisha was really silly for letting it go. So Gehazi runs after him and goes, no. Elisha lied. Give it to me. I will take it back for him and we will take care of it. It's okay. We will absolutely accept your gift. So Gehazi accepts the gift and he takes it for himself. Now, Gehazi tried to hide what he'd done, but Elisha, being a prophet of God, he what? Already knew what happened, right? So he knew what had happened, and he asked Gehazi where he had been, and Gehazi lied again. Gehazi said, I didn't go anywhere. I was right here. What are you talking about? I haven't been anywhere. And Elisha told Gehazi that he knew the truth. And he said, because of your lying, God's spirit is now gone from you. And Elisha said that because Gehazi had lied, he will now have the same disease that Naaman had. So the same disease that Naaman had just washed away because of Gehazi's lying and deceitfulness, he said, you know what? Your punishment, you will now carry the burden. You, not just you, but your entire family will carry the burden of this disease. And so for the rest of his days, that's what happened. And we have him screaming, no! No! And that is the end of our story. And it helps us, like last week, to remind us that sometimes while it seems okay to lie in the moment, in the long run, it is the absolute worst thing we could ever do. In the long run, Gehazi, he ended up with a terrible disease on his body like Naaman did because he was selfish. He wanted things for himself. If he would have come clean and said, well, I wanted the gift for myself, and so I went and took it, I think things would have been a little easier on him. But again, because he was not a person of integrity, we now have a point where Gehazi is now hurting for the rest of his life because of his actions. So, my friends, as we continue this conversation of integrity, we want to be people who are choosing to be truthful in everything we say and do, no matter what. Even if there is some sort of consequence right at the beginning, that quick consequence is going to be a lot easier on us than something way far down the road. So we want to be people who walk in integrity and walk and make sure that we are constantly being truthful. I love you guys. Keep being people of integrity, and I will see you all next week.
Elisha's servant Gehazi told some lies, didn't he? He lied to himself, saying he needed more stuff than he already had. He lied to Naaman to get the stuff. Then he lied to Elisha about all of it. Maybe Gehazi wasn't a bad guy, but would you be able to trust somebody like that? Never! What if someone lied to you? What if they said they were going to keep a secret, but they let it slip out? Or if they said they'd do one thing, but then did something else instead? Do you still trust them? Oh no! It's harder to trust people after they've let you down, right? Correct! It works the same way when we're the ones who tell the lie or don't do what we say we'll do. It can make us come across as the villain. So here's the one very important thing to remember. When you're not truthful, you lose trust. When you are truthful, you're the hero! And if you need even more evidence that being truthful is the way to go, look to Jesus. He always did exactly what he said he would do. He can be trusted no matter what. That's what I want to be. What do you say, Buckethead? Will you turn from your villainous ways?
Do I get to keep the bucket?
Sure.
It's a deal!
Great! Go be heroes, everyone. Bye. Hey, Buckethead, how do you feel about tacos?
Before the day I took a breath, you had a plan for my every step. You promised to always be inside.